Welcome to Module 1 of Pixel Point POS training. In this module, we will explore how to move around the system and the basic procedures for ringing up orders. This is a POS station. Each station consists of a touchscreen monitor, a cash drawer, and a receipt printer. Each station has a separate login number. Please ask your supervisor to show you which numbers you will be using in your store. For our purposes today, we will be using the number 100 as our login. From this screen, we will touch the manual login button and use our number 100 and press OK to take us inside the POS system. Anytime you're in the POS system, you can always touch the logout button in the bottom left-hand corner to bring you back out to the login screen. To begin taking an order, we assign the customer a number. You can choose any number in the screen. I'm going to choose 25. Once we've given them a number, we give them an actual physical number that they're going to hold and take to their table with them. This number prints on the receipt and helps the kitchen expediters to know who to deliver the food to. Once we are inside the order entry screen, there's a number of buttons in here. Anything that's colored gray is a function button. On our function buttons, the first thing that we'll touch is the sale type button. It automatically defaults to delivery, and you can toggle it back and forth to change it to whatever sale type you'd like. As we begin speaking to our guests, we always say, will this be to stay or to go? And then you decide which toggle you need to take it to. All the gray buttons along the side are used to perform different functions. The bottom of the screen are called switches, and they switch us back and forth between different menus. Here's the wraps, panini, croissant screen, the sandwich screen, salads, and you can just switch back and forth. Once you touch the switch that you'd like to use the menu of, the menu actually appears up at the top. Here's all of our sandwiches that we serve. They're in alphabetical order from left to right. To start ringing up, you simply touch the button of the sandwich that you'd like. So the first question is asking us which type of lunch we'd like. So we're going to choose deluxe or executive, and then it takes us to which side dish we would like with our sandwich. Choose which side dish you'd like, and once you're done, the entire lunch will show up on your screen on the top left-hand side. We have now rung up a baked ham sandwich, deluxe box lunch with frog eye as our side dish. If you make a mistake and you chose a side dish that you didn't mean to choose, you can highlight and make sure the red stripe is on frog eye, and you can use the function button that says substitute. Clicking on substitute will take you back to the last question that you answered, and you can change it to a different side dish if you'd like. If we need to modify our sandwich, let's say the customer wants to change their bread or their cheese or something, you highlight the sandwich by touching the screen and go to the Food Modify screen. And with the sandwich highlighted, you can say, I would like to change that bread to honey wheat. With the sandwich highlighted again, I can add provolone to it. I can highlight it again and also add avocados. And you can actually keep adding and subtracting items by just highlighting it the once. Add onions, no lettuce, no sauce. So with that highlighted, you can keep doing that. And then just move the red stripe back to the bottom of the screen. If I ring up a BLT Deluxe, the other kind of lunch that we have is the executive. From there, you again can choose your side dish, and you'll notice that the list has changed as the executive has different sides available than the deluxe. So I would like potato salad right there. With potato salad highlighted, I can also just say substitute, change it to quinoa if I want, anything like that. If I want to highlight the executive, let's say that the customer said, actually, I just wanted the deluxe box lunch. With the word executive highlighted, you can use the function buttons of size up and size down. You can say, I'd like to size that lunch down, and it will move down to the deluxe box lunch. So that works anywhere. If I wanted to highlight the deluxe right there of our baked ham sandwich and say size up, that will change it to executive. Once the order has gotten longer than the screen, you can use the slide bar here to move it up and down. If you ring up something and you'd like the whole thing to go away, you can highlight the main item, the one with the pricing next to it, and just hit void item and it will go away. So if I wanted to void that baked ham, I would start up there and just keep voiding until the whole thing goes away. So that's the sandwich screen right there. We have 2 item note buttons that help us to work with the sandwiches. The first one is an item note button, and that's used when you need to speak to the sandwich person, basically. So let's say that the customer has asked for something that we don't have a button for. They would like their baked ham sandwich cut in half. You highlight baked ham, say sandwich item note, and then you can use your keyboard, or you can use the keyboard on the screen and just type a note to the sandwich maker saying cut that in half. And that will attach to the sandwich, and now they know that that one is supposed to be cut in half. The other button right there is name a sandwich. And all the time our customers ask us to put their names on the box lunches, which is a nice service for us to do for them. And so all you do is you highlight the sandwich and say name a sandwich, and you type the person's name on there. And then it attaches to the sandwich. And now the expediter will know that they're supposed to write the name Allison on that box lunch. The next switch is where wraps and paninis are kept. Much like the sandwich screen, you just touch whichever wrap you'd like to order, decide whether you want deluxe or executive, and then choose your side dish. On a side note, there is a button for no side dish. Our deluxe box lunches and our executive box lunches always come with a side dish, but enough customers have said, I don't want one, that we put a button in there just for the sake of working with it easier. But it does not change the pricing anyway. Just like on the sandwich screen, if you need to modify your wrap, you highlight it, say food modify, and say I want to add cheese or do whatever you want. To void it off, you will highlight the top item and just say void item right there. On our salad switch, you ring up your salad, choose your dressing. Apple cider vinaigrette is the recommended dressing for the apple walnut salad. And then we have a place where you can suggest that they add a cookie to their salad or not. And that is right there. So it reads apple walnut salad with apple cider vinaigrette with a cookie added on it. If you need to modify your salad, you highlight the salad with the red stripe by touching the screen, turn to the salad modify screen, and let's say that this customer said, I want honey wheat bread only with my apple walnut salad. And that's where you would modify it. You can say, I don't want any mushrooms on it, no cheese, whatever you want to do. The next switch is combo meals. On the combo meal, the customer can choose 2 options out of 3 choices. And it's a half salad, a half sandwich, or a cup of soup. So in here we have all of the different options, and you're just going to choose whichever 2 you want. Notice when you're inside of a forced question, in the top left-hand corner, it will say minimum and maximum. That's telling you some information that you can't get out of the screen unless you choose a minimum of 2 things on the screen, and you're only allowed to choose a maximum of 2. So if you're ever trying to get out of the screen and you can't figure out why it won't let you out, you can look at the minimum maximum and see if you've chosen the amount that it says you need to. I'm going to choose a chef salad and an office favorite sandwich. I need to choose my dressing for my chef salad, so I would like poppy seed. And then there's my combo meal rung up with a half chef salad and an office favorite sandwich. Again, the name buttons, if a customer asks us to name their food on their box for them, you can just say, I'm going to name the sandwich, and you can say, put their name in there. Or if you need to name their salad, you can highlight the salad and say, I need the name John on that salad. The button that you choose to name depends on which station the order is going to go to. So anytime there's a sandwich on the order, it will always go name a sandwich. So anytime there's a sandwich, you always name the sandwich. If there's a salad paired with a soup, you would use the name a salad button. So we're going to void that off. We're going to move over to the soup switch. So in here we have our soups. I'm going to order baked potato soup, and it pops up what size do you want. My options are cup, bowl, quart, or gallon. I'm going to get a bowl of baked potato soup. We can also use our size up, size down buttons with this. If they said bowl and they said, oh, never mind, I want to change it to a cup, you can go size down and it'll take it back down to a cup for you. So the 2 main uses of the size up, size down button are when we change our deluxe and executive box lunches back and forth, and when we change the sizes of our soups back and forth. So chicken vegetable with a quart, hamburger vegetable with a bowl. If I need to void, I just highlight whatever I want to void off and say void item. I can choose whatever I want to and void it from there. There is a soup modify screen. If I need to modify that soup, the main things that the customer would do is all of our soup comes with bread. So sometimes they say, I want honey wheat bread only. I can modify it there. They can say no bread. That's a very common modifier. Substituting chips for the bread with the tortilla soup, or bread for the chips. No sour cream and no cheese. So those are the options available on the soup modifier screen. I'm just going to void that off. Okay, next switch is the bakery switch, and here's what we sell in our bakery. We have big cookies, big brownies, we have smaller size brownies, sugar cookies, peanut butter bars, just whatever you're selling in your bakery will be on this screen. So you just ring up whatever you'd like, and there it sits. These are our loaves of bread that we bake that we can sell right there, and anytime you sell a loaf of bread to a customer, you should always, as a courtesy, ask them if they'd like it sliced. We also sell our day-old bread. You notice that when we do that, it doesn't ask what type or anything, because typically the day-old bread is on the front counter and they just take the loaf themselves right there, right then. Again, though, you should always ask them if they'd like it sliced. Typically, there aren't any modifiers needed for the bakery screen, so there isn't a specific modifier. Next, we have our sides. This is where we would ring up an extra bag of chips. There's extra dressing in here, side of bread, and what kind of bread they want. There's the side dishes that we sell in our box lunches, so if they want just an additional side dish right there, that's where you would ring that up. There's cups, bowls, quarts, and gallons of our pasta salad, potato salad, and frog eye salad, so you just hit bowl, and then it says what would you like, and you can choose any type of salad that we sell right there. We also have different things in here that we sell to customers that they've asked for often enough that we've created buttons for them. So I'm just going to get all of that out of there. The next switch is our canned drinks switch, and in here, typically for inside to go or to stay customers, we're not selling canned drinks. This is used more for delivery, but we'll just talk about it as long as we're in here. Usually with the canned drinks is where you're using this button right here, which is the quantity button. And the quantity button is very useful. It makes it so you can ring up in bulk. You just hit that button. You can put whatever quantity you want in there. You notice that it now says 10. And then anything that I touch now, I'm going to ring up 10 of them. So there's 10 Cokes, 15 Diet Cokes, and 12 Mountain Dews. So right there. With the red stripe on Mountain Dew, if I hit void item right there, you notice it only took it down to 11. It only took off one Mountain Dew. If I want to void that, I again need to use my quantity button. So I'm going to say 11, and then I'm going to hit void, and it's going to take off all those Mountain Dews all at once. So there's 15 Diet Cokes being voided off, and 10 Diet Cokes being voided. 10 Cokes, sorry. With the quantity button, we use that as we're ringing up. So when a customer calls and says, I need 25 box lunches, I want 5 baked hams, you can use your quantity button as you ring up, but all of the answers to the forced questions need to be the same if you're going to use your quantity button. So if they say, I want 5 baked ham deluxe box lunches, all with chips, that works great. You can ring up and use your quantity button. But if they say, I want 5 clubs, and you start like this, and they say deluxe box lunches, and then they say, I want 3 of them with pasta and 2 with potato. At this point, you can't separate out the 3 and the 2. So you actually can just hit cancel. And as long as you haven't finished answering all the questions, what you were ringing up doesn't exist there. So then you would use your quantity button and just ring it up in the different quantities that they had said. 3 with pasta, and then 2 clubs with potato. Right there. So the quantity button, whenever a customer calls and uses specific verbiage with us, it kind of should give us clues that we can start to help them with their order. For instance, if somebody calls and says, I need 25 of your deluxe box lunches, that would tell me that they are kind of ordering in bulk, and I would respond back with, would you like to order those individually, or would you like me to help you choose some of the more popular sandwiches? So often, we actually choose the sandwiches that our customers are ordering along with their side dishes because of the way that the verbal clues that they're giving us. So I'm just going to void those off using my quantity button. And right there we have it. Also on the canned drinks, we have the button variety soda. Again, the customers are typically using this to order for larger groups in bulk where they don't specifically care what kind of drinks they're getting. So when a customer orders from us, and let's say that they order 25 box lunches, we are always trying to complete their meal for them. So our box lunches always come with a main course and a dessert and a side dish. So the thing that we can complete their meal with is always a drink. So we should always suggest or sell to them, would you like any drinks with your order? So people will typically, if they do say yes, we say, would you just like us to pick a variety of sodas for you? So that happens extremely frequently. So we've created a button that says variety soda, and then we actually just get to choose what sodas they're getting. On the juices screen, again, the same thing. The different stores will sell different juices, so yours should be applicable to what you're selling at your store. That's where we keep the bottled water right there. So often people will say, yes, give me 25 sodas, 25 bottled water, and then you'll use your quantity button and then just ring it up like that. Fountain drink is right there if you have a drink fountain in your restaurant. Self-serve juice is if you have a drink well or a refrigerator full of drinks in the front where the customer gets to just pick up their own drink. We don't care what kind they get. They've already got it. We don't have to expedite it from the back. All we have to do is ring it up. There's also a variety juice button. If they say, bring me 15 variety juices, we can use our quantity button and just ring in the 15 variety juices.